10 million people under watches and warnings, many urged to evacuate. Hurricane Harvey is ripping into the Gulf Coast. Residents of Texas, Mississippi, and Louisiana now bracing for the worst.
Texas coast continue to see what is one of the strongest hurricanes to hit the U.S. in over 20 years. We continue to see what is now a landfalling hurricane. Harvey.
Kung sakaling binabalak ninyong pumunta dito sa kapilya, ito ang kalagayan ng tubig sa may Kitharo at Rippling Water Drive. Mataas na po ang tubig. Kaya kung ang inyong sasakyan ay mababa, maaring hindi makakadaan dito. Napakabilis ang pagtaas ng tubig mula kanina. Sa loob lamang ng mahigit isang oras ay ganito na pakalalim ang tubig at halos ngayon ay umaabot na dito sa may gate ng kapilya. Actually yung drainage natin na puno na.
For 2 years, I was working in the hospital nearby this chapel, and I knew every time that it will rain, it will flood in this place. It was so amazing that there was no flood, the power was still on. That's a miracle because all the houses, all the areas, they all shut down the power.
Our district minister, Brother Rex Rosquites, he stayed here at the chapel. The following day, after everything had happened, and knowing that everybody was safe, that none was hurt, no major damage in any of the houses, that was the first thing that he sent us that, to give back and to really appreciate what God has done for us, that we're going to do an INC giving and we're going to help out the community.
Close by the chapel with all the debris and all the things that, caused by that hurricane. So we all gathered here in the chapel and we all helped with the neighborhood in this place, with the people that really needs help.
We opened up our place of worship to our neighbors, the ones who were also being affected by Hurricane Harvey.
And I appreciated the church and I accepted my neighbors, all people, and I appreciate it because it's help for this neighborhood. So I'm happy with all the family in the church.
All of the brethren gathered together. We knelt down in the place of worship and we asked God for help, for His will to be done, but to safeguard the place of worship and the brethren so that we can continue to worship Him.
Most of America's fourth largest city is now
likely to
underwater.
continue for days or even weeks.
The rising water is everywhere, pushing into homes and crippling a metro area packed with nearly 7 million people. Residential streets flooded with both water and people trying to get to safety.
Our town was destroyed.
Prayed a lot,
and it hurts.
We just praised God, and we were rescued, so we're very thankful.
There's this sense of sadness that they have left behind, some of them, homes that they fear will not be there when they get back. But they realize they made a wise decision by putting their life first and protecting their life, knowing that they can always go back and rebuild.
I think the first thing that comes to our mind is the worship service. When the water starts coming in the house, first by 6 inches, then now by a foot, and that is when we decided we have to move out now. We forgot already our cell phone, because the first thing that comes to our mind is tomorrow is a worship service, and I have to perform that day. And I said, no way, not this flood is going to stop me. I'm still going to work. But I'm only worried that my uniform might get wet, so I have to bundle it with plastics, So we pick up my deacon uniform, put it in a bag, bring some umbrella, and start walking on the water because there's no way I could drive.
Our apartment was completely flooded, so all of our stuff was gone. everything, my husband's car was gone, so, we just basically, had to get what we can, like, that we can probably rewash or fix here and there, but besides that, everything is gone.
Overwhelmed rescue crews are getting help from anyone willing to lend a hand. Good Samaritans in boats are banding together to pull people from danger.
The hospital demanded us to go to the hospital before noon of Friday for debriefing and all. And then they will not release us apparently until who knows when. But then for some reason, we're already in bed, 9 a.m. The managers texted everyone and said, oh, you are officially ready to go and you can go. So I was able to attend the worship service.
It was very sad for me because the only place I wanted to be was home with my family and here in the house of worship because they were coming here and unfortunately I couldn't. But then to be here again, to be able to perform my duties, it's just, you can't even explain it in words because you know that once you see all those signs that, something's coming, it's very near. And the place you want to be when all of that ends is here, in the house of worship. So it's just an overwhelming feeling that you feel home, It's good to be home, basically.
In times of crisis, the only one we really have that we can hold on to is our Almighty God. And that's what the brethren did. As human beings, we have nothing to defend ourselves against this wrath of nature, but it was God's mercy, God's help that kept us safe. He was our rock throughout this entire ordeal, and with God's mercy, we're still here.